around 1,400 proposals were declared eligible. Out of those figures, 173 projects successfully passed the selection process, including your project Enhance. So the success rate is therefore 12.2% of eligible applications, and this is a remarkable achievement of the Enhance project. So congratulations. Allow me to share with you the European Union Global Gateway Strategy. The European Union is deeply committed to supporting education and research as key components of our Global Gateway Strategy. I trust that this strategy also mentioned in your proposal. This strategy emphasizes global connectivity across various sectors, including digital infrastructure, transport, climate and energy, health, and importantly, education and research. Through the Global Gateway Strategy, the EU facilitates the mobility of students, staff, lecturers, and trainees, and also to strengthen the capacity of higher education institutions through the Erasmus+ program. The success of Global Gateway investment depends on a skilled workforce. Talent and skills are the engine of sustainable connectivity, the foundation of the Global Gateway Strategy. And the Enhance project aligns seamlessly with the EU Global Gateway Strategy. It will update the curricula, enhance research capacity, and better align skills development with labor markets. Ladies and gentlemen, as the next steps, we would like to encourage all members of universities of the Enhance project and also perhaps other universities present in this meeting, online or offline, to explore other funding opportunities available under the Erasmus+ program. For example, Erasmus International Credit Mobility or ICM. Through ICM, the EU provides scholarships to support short-term exchange programs of lecturers, university staff, and students going to study or teach in Europe and from Europe coming to Indonesia. I had the privilege to explain this scheme to representative of Universitas Nusa Cendana on 12th of February. I hope that Undana will be able to explore this funding opportunity and establish partnerships with universities in Europe. Since another opportunity also about Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters, since the Enhance project will modernize and update the master level curricula, perhaps you might also want to consider the development of an Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters among the members of the Enhance project. The EU provides full scholarships to students from all over the world to participate to study as part of Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters. As a closing, allow me to share a personal note. It is a privilege for me to speak virtually to my alma mater, IPB University. I joined IPB 44 years ago. It's a long time ago. At the beginning of my time at IPB, I met Professor Dr. Damayanti Buhori and her colleagues in an AFS student gathering at Jalan Salak Bogor. During that gathering, it was also the opportunity for me to meet a friend who years later became my husband. Once again, I would like to thank and commend everyone involved in the Enhance project for their dedication and hard work. We look forward to witnessing the positive impact of the Enhance projects on the future of higher education in Indonesia and beyond. I wish you all great success, fruitful discussions, and a productive kickoff meeting as you begin this new collaboration. My heartfelt wishes to everyone observing the holy month of Ramadan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the inspiring remarks and keynote speech. And ladies and gentlemen, with a great respect to our distinguished guests, we kindly invite the Director General of Research and Development, Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Fauzan Aziman STM Engineering, to deliver the keynote speech. We respectfully invite Dr. Fauzan.
Thank you, everyone. Distinguished Rector of IPB University, Dr. Alim Setiawan Slamet, Distinguished Director of Institutional Affairs, Director General of Higher Education, Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Professor Muhammad Najib, Rectors, Vice Rectors of Indonesia universities, and also Project Director of Erasmus+Enhance CBHE, Mr. Dr. Hub LM Mood, and then distinguished Ms. Destriani Nugroho, Program Manager for Higher Education, Youth and Culture, Delegation of the European Union to Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam. We also welcome and also our appreciation to distinguished representative of partner universities from Maastricht School of Management, University of Göttingen, Universitas Católica del Sacro Cuore, and also from Universitas Palangkaraya, IPB, of course, Universitas Mataram, Universitas Nusa Cendana. We've been informed as well there are key selected stakeholders of IPB universities, including University Malaysia Sarawak, researchers, directors, and representatives of think tank and civil society organizations. So by itself, looking at number of people and also contributions of multiple organizations today, we really happy to see how interactions like this becoming norm more and more in Indonesia. So we encourage today's discussions and foregoing as well plan activities so that we can also support along the way. And of course, representatives of SDG Centers Indonesia and respected colleagues and invited guests joining us both offline and online. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu. Good morning to us all. First of all, my apologies that I'm not able to join in person as at the moment I am in the UK, in London with the presidential team. But we would like to push forward the agenda of how Indonesia now experiencing significant socio-economic growth over the past decades. We are one of the emerging Southeast Asian countries with the largest economy in terms of also the world's fourth most populous country. So this transformation requires a higher education system that is inclusive, equitable, and capable of producing highly skilled human capital to sustain national development. Graduate education plays a central role in this national agenda. It functions as a driver of research excellence, specialized expertise, and innovation. However, structural challenges remain, including skill mismatch and even quality among institutions and limited alignment between academic programs and industrial needs remain to be solved. So we would like to push this by building talents through the infusion process. So at the heart of Indonesia's response to these challenges is to deliberate and sustain investment in human capital, not merely through formal education, but through what we call the infusion process, which is a dynamic, multi-layer engagement that brings together academics, researchers, and international students from across the world. Through continuous and meaningful interactions, joint research, academic exchanges, collaborative projects, and cross-cultural dialogue, we're building a generation of Indonesian talents who are globally informed, locally grounded, and ready to lead. This infusion process is not incidental, so it is by design. We believe that talent is not only trained in classrooms, but shaped through rich intellectual encounters with diverse minds and perspectives from around the world. Research in Indonesia today is highly orchestrated. So we begin from clear, well-defined problem statements, and we hold firmly to principle that research must contribute meaningfully to our communities, to our society. Our national research program is structured around two complementary pillars. The first is our priority research program, which centers on equity, ensuring that the benefits of knowledge and innovations reach all segments of Indonesian society, including the most underserved regions. The second is our strategic research program, which is focused on national problem solving, addressing the most pressing challenges Indonesia faces, from food security and environmental sustainability to public health and economic resilience. Together, these two pillars ensure that research is both purposeful and impactful. For Indonesia to remain competitive globally, improving and standardizing the quality of graduate education is imperative. We must strengthen quality assurance systems, promote internationally benchmarked curricula, and enhance transdisciplinary research, particularly in areas linked to sustainability and environmental impact. We strongly encourage deep collaboration with international institutions. This very week, so I'm in London, as I mentioned before, will be visiting Cambridge University to build new academic collaborations, a testament to Indonesia's firm commitment to global partnership. Happy as well, of course, to be part of this consortia that Erasmus+Enhance is building. Alongside this, I'm also engaging with the presidency at the moment to advance our industrial collaborations, including with Danantara, our Indonesia's sovereign wealth fund, to channel national resources into productive, knowledge-driven development. So these efforts reflect our growing emphasis on the university, industry, government model, a triple helix of collaborations that we're actively scaling across the country. We're convinced that no single actor can solve the complex challenges of our time alone. Progress requires alignment of academic excellence, industrial innovation, and sound governance. So in this context, the Erasmus+Enhance CBHE program represents a strategic collaborations between Indonesian and European institutions. Through market-oriented capacity building, curriculum innovation, and shared academic values, this initiative contributes to strengthening institutional governance, enhancing graduate competencies, and supporting sustainable growth. We highly value the contributions of our European partners, Maastricht University, Maastricht School of Management, University of Göttingen, and Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. We'll support Indonesian institutions through the exchange of knowledge, best practices, and academic expertise. Their experience in quality assurance frameworks, governance models, industry-linked curricula, research management, and innovative pedagogical approaches will provide value insights for institutional strengthening. Through structured academic exchange, joint curriculum development, collaborative research initiative, and capacity building workshops, Indonesian universities, led by IPB University, Universitas Palangkaraya, Universitas Mataram, and Universitas Nusa Cendana, will enhance their institutional capacity, align programs with international standards, and strengthen their responsiveness to national and regional sustainability challenges. The integration of environmental technical expertise, management, and pedagogical innovation within this program aligns with Indonesia's national development priorities and global commitments. Sustainability is no longer an optional theme, it is a national and global necessity. We encourage all consortium members to ensure that this collaboration produces measurable long-term impact, strengthen curricula, enhance research capacity, improve graduate employability, and sustainable institutional transformation. The infusion process we are championing, built on openness, exchange, and shared purpose, is the foundation upon which Indonesia's future talent ecosystem will stand. And then we are behind you, supporting your activities, and do communicate with us for all the things that you may get help from us. So with strong governance, accountability, and commitment, this partnership will contribute meaningfully to the advancement of Indonesia's higher education system. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Fauzan. Ladies and gentlemen, next we would like to take a photo session with the virtual or the online participant. All right, so all of the participants on their Zoom meetings, please, we would like to take the photo session in, right? 3, 2, 1. Once more, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you so much, and please give a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now pause for a short break and resume the session at 3:45 p.m. And please take this opportunity. 3:30. All right. We will now pause for a short break and resume the session at 3:30 p.m. And please take this opportunity to relax, enjoy the refreshment, and continue the discussion informally. Thank you very much.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress. Recording stopped. Recording in progress. Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Boleh dimulai? Ya, gimana? All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We now continue with the Erasmus Plus Enhance project introduction and interactive session. We now proceed to the Enhance project introduction session, covering. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We now continue with the Erasmus Plus Enhance project introduction and interactive session covering the problem statement, the main objective, the logic of the work packages, and key activities entitled Statement of Commitment Partner also. And our distinguished guest, it is our great pleasure. It is our it is our great pleasure to welcome Mrs. Gigi Limpans, who is joining us in person. And may we now respectfully invite Mrs. Gigi to deliver the address. And time is yours.
Thank you. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm not gonna thank everybody again because I think that was done plenty this beginning of the session, but I do want to show my gratitude also to all partners and all external stakeholders present here today. So thank you all for sticking and for also being part of this project kickoff opening. Because the whole purpose, of course, why we're here today is to also introduce our project and to seek alliance and alignment, I should say, with the external stakeholders to verify that the project purpose as well as the output that we delivered is going to be beneficial to us all. So again, my gratitude to all of you. Also, indeed, I am the only one here from Europe, but don't worry, I'm not the only one. Well, yeah, sorry, from the project, sorry, and Eve, my apologies. But of course, our partners also from Göttingen University and Universität Católica will, of course, also participate actively in this project. And I was just having a discussion on it. Sustainability is not just about the output that we deliver, but also the input, meaning we cannot all come. And we cannot, unfortunately, all attend here today. So I will be representing all European partners here today. So also on their behalf, thank you for having us. And let's start this project overview. Is there a clicker or something? Okay. So why did we initiate it? I think I should start by saying that the project initiated from previous cooperations that we had between the universities. So also, of course, IPB had a vast network already in Indonesia of partners that they cooperated with, that they developed projects, educational programs, research with, as well as our European partners. So Maastricht already had a long-lasting relationship with IPB, but also with Undana, for instance. Then also University of Göttingen had multiple cooperations, and also our partner UCSC. So from Italy, they are involved heavily in these international cooperation projects. And together, we had discussions for 2 years before being awarded this project about what is really the needs of the Indonesian people as well as of the educational system. And based on that, there are multiple things that we can say. So why did Enhance start? Well, first and foremost, the rapid socio-economic growth and becoming one of the largest economies, I should say, not only I think in Southeast Asia, but in general, if you look at the growth of population, and the production required for that, as well as the impact that it has on the biodiversity, is really something that we need to try to find a more balanced approach for. So also with that, of course, comes reform in education and innovation and enhancement in the cooperations that exist between the educational sector and the external partners, for instance, private sector, but also government and societal groups. So indeed, we must balance development with sustainable challenges. When we looked at what are the issues, we saw alignment with not only the medium-term national development plan, but also the SDGs that are developed. So all universities incorporated in this consortium are highly dedicated to the SDGs. They all have a passion for the stated issues on the screen. So, for instance, the climate action and biodiversity protection, transition to renewable energy systems is one of the things that is really, of course, advancing, but also a just transition. So not just innovation for one group, but ensuring that the whole society is benefiting from it. So we are not seeking economic enhancement, we're seeking impact that is going to also have a societal impact and an ecological impact. And then, of course, expansion of access to quality higher education. So there needs to be overall, we say it, a leader or a champion who is going to guide this process. And we feel that higher education is the right partner to do so, specifically the universities that are in this consortium. So the priorities require strengthened knowledge ecosystems. With that being said, there was another gap that we identified, which was the graduate education. Very different levels of access to graduate education, as well as to the quality of graduate education. So depending on the location in which the schools were institutionalized, we saw that there was really a need to enhance it and to make sort of a uniform approach that is still customizable to the different biodiversities. So although the standards need to improve for all, and IPB is then, of course, sort of like the template for us, the ones that have the required standard of quality and the vision already, that's not enough, because development should not only happen on Java, it should happen across the whole of Indonesia. And therefore, we do seek some level of uniformity. But as mentioned before, it's not just copy-paste, it's really about making sure that it is relevant and impactful for the different regions in which the graduate schools are being either enhanced or really taken a step further than what they are at the moment. So graduate schools are, of course, and especially graduate education, is a key driver for research, and it needs to lead to innovation, not only in research, but also for the national development goals. And I should even say that the ambition, as stated before, is also to see how can it help other Asian countries dealing with similar biodiversity issues to implement sustainability in their graduate education systems. As mentioned, there's a skill mismatch currently, so also the connectivity with private sector is important. There, again, the level is below global averages sometimes, and the difference in quality of education is really concerning, or was concerning, and that's what we hope to improve. I already hinted at this, but the complex location-specific sustainability challenges. So different regions, different issues, such as ecologically peatland degradation, deforestation, but also dryland agriculture requires different localized approaches. At the same time, systematic issues such as monodisciplinarity. IPB is, I think, really a big I say it, and especially Ibu Dami, I think, a big advocate for making sure that it becomes transdisciplinary. So making sure that we cooperate also among the different, yet at this moment fragmented disciplinarities, and making sure that we get more of a holistic problem solving capacity. So it's not just one aspect that we need to tackle, it's always about the whole ecosystem that needs to be evaluated. And with ecosystem, I don't just mean the biodiversity. Just an integration in terms of passive getting information, but really about active engagement. So making ownership or putting ownership to all of these partners throughout the whole project, which officially lasts 36 months. So we started on paper in January. As mentioned, of course, discussions already happened for many years before. We will last until 2028, but I think an ambition, and that was also mentioned, of course, by the EU representative, is to seek future cooperations and to build even further on this current project. So also spin-offs either in research or in other projects, international cooperation projects, is really an ambition, I think, from all partners. 4 objectives: to strengthen institutional capacities for sustainable education, integrating contextualized sustainability sciences frameworks. Then we want to transform the educational approaches and specifically the way in which we teach. So problem-based learning and stakeholder engagement. A lot of these are also, of course, again, in line with what the Indonesian government has stipulated as one of their ambitions, and make sure that there's a long-term impact and scalability of the project outcomes. What do we want to achieve short-term and long-term? So short and medium-term, very concretely, what will be our output? We will, of course, revise or make newly developed postgraduate sustainability curricula. So there have already been numerous courses that were identified during the proposal writing, but after the needs assessment, we will reevaluate those and see if we need to make alterations to the list of educational programs or curricula, I should say, that we want to enhance or newly develop. We want to therefore also strengthen the institutional and academic capacities. So there will be trainings to managerial staff as well as to educational staff to ensure that their level of quality and understanding on these newly developed curricula, but as well as on the general graduate school management is elevated. There will be ample room for collaborative research in this project. Focus, of course, of graduate schools is also the research component. This will not be purely academic research, this will be applied research. So this is one of the avenues in which we really seek cooperations also with external stakeholders to make jointly or collaboratively any sort of research, but also any sort of other pilot project feasible. Multi-stakeholder cooperation frameworks, as well as a platform that will facilitate that, and graduates, of course, that should be positioned as change agents. That's what we want in the end. Long-term, all of this should lead to a stronger graduate education system contributing to sustainable development in Indonesia. It runs through the whole project, basically support service where we include amongst others the quality assurance, which was mentioned in the opening remarks and in the keynote speeches as important also by the DG of research. Monitoring systems, we cannot, of course, properly indicate whether or not this project is successful and our methods are successful without monitoring and evaluating them, but also building and learning loops. The communication, I think today IPB really took a good leadership position in this. And then I believe we also, due to the fact, of course, that we saw Huub give a nice speech and we saw also Rector and Vice Rector give a speech to allow the universities both present here today and online to share a similar commitment. So a statement of commitment. So I don't know who should start. Is there an order that we favor? Andy's already pointing at Ibu Maria. You want to be first, Maria? Yeah?
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. I'll just read the letter of commitment from our university. On behalf of Universitas Nusa Cendana, I would like to express our strong commitment to the Enhance project. Undana considers this project to be highly strategic and deeply aligned with our institutional mission, particularly in strengthening academic capacity and improving the quality of higher education. The Enhance project is especially important for us in the context of capacity building for the postgraduate program, with a strong focus on the enhancement of environmental studies. As a university located in a region that faces complex environmental, ecological, and socio-economic challenges, Undana has a strong responsibility to produce graduates who are not only academically competent, but also capable of responding to real environmental issues through interdisciplinary, evidence-based, and sustainable approaches. Through this project, we hope to strengthen curriculum quality, improve teaching and learning practices, enhance research capacity, and foster stronger international collaboration. We also see Enhance as an important platform for mutual learning, where all partners contribute equally, share expertise, and grow together. Undana is fully committed to active participation, knowledge exchange, and long-term collaboration within this project. We believe that the outcome of Enhance will have a lasting impact, not only on our institution, but also on the wider academic community and society we serve. Thank you.
Very nice.
You want to go?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So it's my turn, yeah, from the UPR. It's an honor to be here before you today to express our full commitment to this project. And as you know, Indonesia, especially Central Kalimantan, blessed with extraordinary natural resources, but it also comes for us a big responsibility to protect this treasure for future generation. Climate change, biodiversity loss, environmental degradation that do not recognize the national border. They are global challenges that demand global solution and international collaboration. So this partnership between European and Indonesian represent exactly what we need, a bridge between European excellence and the technology and Indonesia rich biodiversity, local wisdom, and urgent conservation needs. This collaboration is not merely only academic exchange. It is about building capacity, sharing knowledge, and creating sustainable solutions that benefit both the region and the entire planet. And why the UPR must participate? The UPR is at the heart of Kalimantan, Borneo. We are located in the central Kalimantan, a province that contains some of the most significant tropical rainforests and peatland on Earth. Our position is not just geographical, but it is strategic and moral as well. Firstly, we are surrounded by living lab, peatland areas like Sabangau National Park and also Rungan Forest. And secondly, we work alongside the indigenous Dayak people, communities who have practiced this sustainable resource management for centuries. Their traditional knowledge combined with modern science offer powerful solution for environmental challenges. And thirdly, we already began the journey through Simtrop, our Center of International Collaboration in the peatland research. And however, we cannot do this alone. We need the European expertise, technology, and partnership to scale up our effort and create lasting impact. So what here to commit from the UPR? We want to become a center of excellence for the tropical peatland and the rainforest research in Southeast Asia, working hand in hand with European institutions, developing joint curricula that integrate European environmental science standard with local Indonesian context and indigenous knowledge system. And also to facilitate student and staff exchange that create a new generation of scientists who understand both local best practices and local realities. and conducting collaborative research that directly address the Indonesia's most pressing environment challenges, from peatland fires to the biodiversity loss, and also translating research into action by working with local communities, government agencies, and the industry partners to implement sustainable solutions. So what we want to achieve here in this project, we want to have like joint degree program with the European universities in environmental science. We want to have state-of-the-art research facilities as well for the tropical ecosystem studies. So we will have like a new generation of Indonesian scientists trained to world-class standard who will lead conservation effort in their homeland. So for the closing statement, through this enhanced project, UPR is ready to play its part, not as a passive recipient of knowledge, but as an active partner, a living lab, and a bridge between global science and local wisdom. I stand here today to commit our university, our faculty, and our students to this noble cause. Together, we can ensure that the green heart of Borneo continues to beat for generations to come. Thank you.
It's not going to, because they already opened.
Yeah, we already opened, so we're not
okay.
going to say anything. Before Bu Aida start, I think I want to ask the Zoom friends. Hello, our friends from the Zoom. There's also a selection of a translator, so you can. Kok aku ngomong bahasa Inggris ya? Oke, bagi teman-teman yang di Zoom, ada bahasa Indonesia juga ya. Tadi lupa diumumkan bahwa sebetulnya ada seleksi bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris. Jadi monggo bisa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. So this is a very exciting opportunity for UNRAM to join this project. And this is also a huge step for us for our organization growth and also in internationalizing the University of Mataram. So as we know that West Nusa Tenggara or NTB is a small island region that has limited natural resources and carrying capacity and high environmental and socio-economic vulnerability. So we know that we face a lot of problems in forest and water silt degradation, coastal and marine ecosystem pressure, poverty, and climate vulnerability. So by joining this project, we believe that we can increase our capability, our capacity building as an organization and for our staff, our students, and also for our university. So as a representative of the University of Mataram, we are dedicated to fostering a cross-cultural academic environment that will bring gap to fulfill the gap between what we have now in Indonesia and between Indonesia and also with the Europe. So as the representative of UNRAM, without any further ado, so we are like to showing the statement of the commitment as a partner. So for 3 years, and we hope that our contribution for this project will be very good, and we put a lot of effort for this one, and we hope that our collaboration will be not only for these 3 years, but also will be continue for the next years, and not only for this project, and also for other projects. And we hope that we will bring more will bring more benefit not only for UNRAM especially, but also for Indonesia and European Union and Indonesia collaboration. So that's for me as a representative of UNRAM, is showing our commitment to be part of this project, and as a partner, we would like to thank you for the Master University, Guten University, and other universities. So hope that we will be a good partner, and we can have a good journey as a partner in this project. Thank you.
It's also still in the room virtually. So if she could be given the floor.
Was that an invitation to talk?
Yeah. We hear you now. Yeah,
Sorry.
please. Welcome.
Thank you. For me, it is an honor to speak on behalf of the University of Göttingen and the Chair of Development Economics. First and foremost, we are truly grateful to collaborate with such distinguished Indonesian and European partners. We see this project as a shared commitment to strengthening graduate education and sustainability in a way that is academically rigorous, socially responsive, and firmly grounded in local realities. Here at Göttingen, we bring a long-standing tradition of interdisciplinary research in development economics, agriculture, environmental sciences, and global health. Under the leadership of Professor Vollmer, whose work bridges development economics and public health, and who has extensive experience in international and Indonesian cooperation, we hope to contribute to our expertise, especially in fostering joint research trajectories, but also in curriculum development and problem-based teaching approaches. Regarding our joint project agenda, we are particularly looking forward to welcoming all of you to Göttingen for an intensive academic exchange week in the second project year. Most importantly, we hope that this experience will strengthen the trust and mutual understanding that are essential for our long-term cooperation. We join this project with humility and with a clear sense of responsibility, as equal partners committed to contributing our expertise by learning from the rich experiences and contextual knowledge of all involved colleagues. Thank you.
Okay. So actually, we still have one more partner from Italy, University of Cattolica. But are you there, reps from Italy? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Langsung aja saya atau MC dulu? Oke, langsung aja ya. Take over. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, allow me to switch in Indonesian, Gigi. I hope that's okay. Yeah.
Also, yeah, maybe to explain also for Dina, that translation will be made available, but for the fostering of the discussion, also potentially it's more convenient for you all to sometimes switch to Bahasa. If you're capable to do it in English, please do so. But if you feel that Bahasa Indonesia is better, then also you're freely, free to do so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, okay, Nina, there's an English translation. So you can switch the to English translation. And I think I'm going to use Indonesian because most of us here are Indonesian, and also the stakeholders also at the Zoom are Indonesian. So let's start with the second session. Halo, oke. Bapak Ibu semua, baik yang ada di offline maupun di online, kita akan memasuki sesi kedua dan di sini kita akan berinteraksi dengan Bapak Ibu semua yang ada di Zoom juga. Jadi saya ingin melihat, jadi saya ingin menyapa ada kawan lama, ada Pak Irdika, kemudian ini ada teman-teman dari Unram juga ya, ada dari Prakarsa, terima kasih. Ibu Victoria, kemudian dari Undana juga, Pak Mahmudin, Ibu Yesi dari Singapura, Pak Rizal Dibur masih ada. Selamat sore Pak Rizal Dibur. Kemudian ada Jin Chen dari Maastricht di situ. Kemudian ada stakeholder juga nih dari Sumba Barat, Pak Timotius. Kemudian dari teman-teman dari Unram, dari Ikraf, Bu Yeni, dari KRKP Pak Said. Pak Andi Bermana, dari mana ya Pak Andi? Pak Andi Bermana, Pak Arif Farid Hemon, Pak Muji, siapa lagi ya? Terlalu banyak, tidak akan saya baca satu-satu. Tapi intinya, ada Pak Anas juga ya tadi ya, ada suhu kami, Pak Anas Fauzi, Pak Anas inilah yang melahirkan proyek ini. Jadi terima kasih banget Pak Anas sudah hadir juga. Oke, jadi
Selamat
apa
sore.
next step? Oh iya Bapak. Bapak, you want to say something? Monggo Bapak.
Enggak, saya listening.
Iya,
Oke,
karena Pak
silakan
Anas
lanjut.
ini, iya. Oke, itu ada Kang Ayub di situ juga. Oke, jadi Bapak Ibu semua mungkin tadi sudah mendengar bahwa proyek ini adalah launching dari sebuah proyek bersama antara 4 universitas di Indonesia dan 3 universitas di Eropa. Dan kekhasan dari proyek ini adalah kita berbicara bukan hanya tentang lingkungan, tapi juga sustainability dan juga transdisciplinarity. Jadi kita mengangkat isu transdisciplinarity yang mungkin belum begitu banyak dikenal, di mana salah satu titik utama dari transdisciplinarity adalah pengetahuan lokal. Jadi Bapak Fontas tadi sudah menyampaikan indigenous knowledge ya, masyarakat adat atau pengetahuan lokal, pengetahuan tradisional menjadi bagian penting dari sustainability. Nah, kami 7 universitas ini akan bersama-sama selama 3 tahun berjalan bersama-sama saling belajar ya untuk membantu Indonesia sebetulnya ya, membantu Indonesia mencapai bagaimana lingkungan itu bisa betul-betul berkelanjutan dan semoga mengurangi kerusakan-kerusakan yang kita tahu sekarang luar biasa ya, Papua seperti itu, Aceh begitu, dan Sumatera itu katanya deforestasinya justru meningkat 2 tahun terakhir ini. Jadi di tengah-tengah kemajuan itu sebetulnya ternyata kemajuan itu memakan lingkungan begitulah ya, sehingga 7 universitas ini bersama-sama ingin melihat ke depan bagaimana kita bisa berkolaborasi untuk mencari inovasi baru, mengembangkan pengetahuan baru ya. Dan ada 3 model area yang akan dilihat. Model area pertama adalah Mataram atau Lombok begitu ya. Itu untuk pulau-pulau kecil. Kemudian di Kupang, NTT itu melihat dry land agriculture, kepulauan juga, ya masing-masing pulau-pulau kecil ya, betul, kepulauan bukan pulau-pulau kecil, kepulauan. Dan kemudian yang ketiga Palangkaraya itu adalah gambut ya. Jadi ada 3 model area yang sebetulnya merepresentasikan Indonesia dan terutama ya pertanian lahan kering, kemudian bagaimana pertanian di kepulauan. Kita selama ini melihat pertanian itu kan ilmunya banyak ilmu dari Eropa yang berwawasan kontinental. Sehingga yang ingin dikembangkan di sini juga adalah persepsi arkipelagik. Apa arti arkipelagik bagi dunia, bukan hanya Indonesia. Ya, jadi kontinental, ilmu-ilmu kontinental itu tampaknya perlu diperkaya juga dengan ilmu kepulauan yang harapannya bisa lahir. Jadi dari proyek ini diharapkan ada pemikiran baru tentang kepulauan dan bagaimana pertanian di kepulauan itu perlu dikembangkan ya masa depan. Kemudian pengetahuan tradisional tadi dengan dibantu oleh teman-teman dari Maastricht, dari Katolika dan juga dari Göttingen. Ya, jadi masing-masing mereka memiliki kelebihan, ada yang AI, ada yang memang sustainability, ada yang manajemen, bagaimana kita bisa berbicara across disiplin. Jadi itu adalah 3 tahun ke depan kita akan berjalan bersama-sama. Nah, sebelum kita berjalan bersama-sama dalam sesi ini, kita ingin melakukan needs analysis ya. Jadi ceritanya hari ini ingin berdiskusi ini sama teman-teman yang ada di Zoom juga ya. Dari Ibu Victoria. Kemudian ada, saya tadi melihat nggak tahu teman-teman SDG ada nggak ya? Teman-teman SDG Center dari 4 university. Kemudian ada Samdana, saya nggak tahu masih ada atau tidak, tadi Penabulu juga ada, plus teman-teman yang lain ya dari berbagai macam undangan. Nah, jadi yang akan kita diskusikan saya lemparkan dulu ya. Jadi kita akan melakukan needs analysis ya, analisa kebutuhan ya. Apa sih sebetulnya yang diperlukan oleh Indonesia atau oleh pendidikan tinggi dan mengapa? Ya, jadi misalnya yang pertama ini kita nanti ingin bertanya kepada teman-teman baik di sini ya maupun juga di Zoom. Tolong identifikasi hal-hal yang sangat penting yang terkait sustainability dan tantangan lingkungan ya dari persepsi Bapak Ibu semua. Apa sih sebetulnya? Jadi ada 3 pertanyaan, saya bacakan yang pertanyaan pertama dulu. Jadi kalau kita diminta untuk mengidentifikasi tantangan-tantangan dalam lingkungan dan sustainability dari kacamata Bapak Ibu semua, apakah itu? Apakah tantangan utama kita di Indonesia untuk mencapai environmental sustainability? Nah, itu dulu. Jadi saya lemparkan. Baik di sini teman-teman juga bisa memulai atau yang dari Zoom bisa langsung raise hand. Monggo, bagaimana kita memulainya ini? Apakah tantangan utama itu untuk environmental sustainability di Indonesia? Monggo, apa perlu saya call out Pak Irdika? Monggo Pak Irdika.
Thank you very much. Yes, because our center is working on post-mining reclamation, post-mining environmental management, and also post-mining land and water usage. So I think mining is the big challenge for Indonesia. And even now, recently that our government, as you see in the television or in the media, that the government is pushing the legalization of artisanal minings, and it is even bigger, even bigger challenge, right? And the other thing is that with the renewable energy, it is good in one way, but actually for Indonesia it is very dangerous because to produce, I mean, electric vehicle, for example, you need more nickel, you need more bauxites and mineral resources, and it is more difficult to rehabilitate the land compared to, for example, coal mining, post coal mining. And the other thing is that we maybe not really consider is that with a solar panel, solar cell, the glass is actually made of silica sand, right? And it is extracted from the heath forest of Central Kalimantan. So if I may give suggestion for Central Kalimantan, is not for peat forest or peat ecosystem, because so many organization has worked on that. But the most difficult now is actually not many, or even there is no organization that is working on the heath forest that now it is extracted for solar panel. Yeah, that's for the start, Prof. Dami, and we are ready
Okay.
to contribute on that. And we have a good collaboration with mining companies and also with the local government. And actually, this morning I was invited by the governor of West Nusa Tenggara. This is about regulation formulation for the artisanal mining of gold mining, because we know that I just knew this morning that West Nusa Tenggara is actually the biggest resources of gold mine in Indonesia.
Wow.
Thank you, Bu.
Okay, so Pak Irdika, did you mention that the peat forest, that was your focus, right? You were stressing on peat forest?
No,
Oh.
peat forest has been so many organizations
many.
working on that,
Okay,
right?
so okay.
But heath forest, hutan kerangas, Bu.
Heat.
Yes, heath
Okay,
forest,
heat.
hutan
Okay.
kerangas. It is very difficult
Yeah,
to
yeah.
rehabilitate.
Hutan
Yes,
kerangas ya bahasa
yes.
Indonesianya ya.
It is very acidic and it's this sandy soil. Thank you.
Okay. Heath forest, jadi kerangas. Jadi ya pertambahannya dari Pak Irdika, gambut sudah cukup banyak, tapi yang heath forest itu belum begitu banyak. Ya, jadi kalau bisa tuh dilihat juga. Pak Irdika ini adalah Kepala Pusat Reklamasi Tambang. Nah, jadi beliau adalah Pokoknya kalau ada tambang pasti ada beliau gitu ya, menyelamatkan. Terima
Allah.
kasih Pak
Thank you.
Irdika. Ini saya lihat ada raise hand dari Kang Ayib. Silahkan Kang Ayib. Kang Ayib adalah Direktur KRKP Koalisi Rakyat untuk Kedaulatan Pangan. Monggo Kang Ayib.
Terima kasih. Izin Bu, saya pakai bahasa biar lebih cepat dan mudah saja. Terima kasih tadi mengikuti apa yang disampaikan. Saya kira sangat menarik inisiatif ini karena dalam perspektif kami di Koalisi Rakyat untuk Kedaulatan Pangan yang kebetulan fokus di penguatan kedaulatan pangan di tingkat komunitas terutama ya, dan sebarannya di hampir seluruh Indonesia. Terutama hari-hari ini kami sedang bekerja di banyak di NTT ya, Flores, Sumba, kemudian juga beberapa wilayah yang lain gitu. Nah, menyambung dengan pertanyaan Prof. Dami tadi soal apa sih sebenarnya yang dalam konteks sustainability yang perlu diperkuat ya. Dari apa namanya pengalaman selama ini ketika kita bicara soal, saya mau menggunakan perspektif pertanian dan pangan gitu ya. Seringkali ada satu gap yang cukup lebar menurut saya antara keinginan kalau kita bicara soal target-target pembangunan nasional dalam konteks pangan misalnya, ada gap yang cukup serius dalam konteks target-target produksi dan pemenuhan ketersediaan pangan gitu dengan proses produksi yang terjadi di basis gitu. Pendekatan-pendekatan yang kerap kali digunakan kan rasanya dari tahun 70-an sampai sekarang tidak jauh berbeda, hanya berputar-putar di sekitar itu. Bagaimana penggunaan input pertanian yang eksternal inputnya sangat tinggi, chemicalnya masih itu terus digunakan. Pada sisi yang lain, ketika target-target produksi terus dikembangkan, ada satu sisi yang menurut saya terjadi degradasi yang cukup besar ya. Tidak hanya soal keragaman genetika, kemudian soal keragaman jenis cropping dan seterusnya gitu. Tetapi yang lebih menurut saya juga degrade-nya cukup tinggi adalah soal pengetahuan dan budaya lokal ya. Bahkan kalau dalam perspektif kami di kedaulatan pangan misalnya, sistem pangan yang lokal yang beragam di seluruh wilayah Indonesia juga lama-lama terus mengalami satu proses kemunduran karena pada akhirnya proses-proses pencapaian target-target produksi tadi menggunakan pendekatan penyeragaman. Ini satu hal yang menurut saya satu problem yang cukup serius ketika Indonesia diberikan anugerah keragaman yang kemudian didorong jadi seragam. Dalam perspektif kami, saya pribadi misalnya ketika bicara soal sustainability ini satu hal yang seolah-olah ya menafikan soal anugerah satu hal, yang kedua secara hukum alam kan kita memang diciptakan beragam, tapi kemudian ketika didorong menjadi sangat seragam, ya satu problem, dan problem-problem itu udah mulai muncul, misalnya soal fluktuasi produksi, kemudian kerentanan bahkan pada tingkat produsen pangan dalam ini petani. Sehingga kalau menurut saya yang perlu diisi, kita sering bicara soal keberlanjutan gitu, seringkali lupa satu aspek tadi ya, soal sosial dan soal termasuk knowledge di dalamnya. Dan yang kedua, seringkali juga cara pandangnya kita melupakan soal subjeknya gitu. Ketika bicara dalam perspektif pertanian pangan, seringkali even sustainability kita selalu bicara pada technically, tapi seringkali lupa pada siapa sebenarnya subjek yang bisa jadi pelaku sustainability itu sendiri gitu. Dalam kacamata kami, pembangunan di wilayah pedesaan tentu masyarakat desa, petani, masyarakat adat gitu. Dan ini seringkali nggak direkognisi kan. Tidak hanya keberadaannya, bahkan pengetahuan dan sistemnya juga dinafikan. Saya kira itu tiga hal yang saya ingin sampaikan Bu Dami untuk tadi menjawab pertanyaan. Mudah-mudahan ini memberikan sumbangan. Terima kasih Bu Dami.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Kang Ayib. Jadi Kang Ayib menyoroti keberagaman ya. Jadi ketika kita dianugerahi keragaman, justru kita sekarang menuju pada keseragaman ya. Jadi ini adalah sebuah ironis luar biasa. Dan kemudian subjeknya ini yang seringnya kita kemudian jatuh pada technicalities, padahal manusia. itu kemudian jadi penting. Ini catatan penting sekali. Terima kasih Kang Ayub. Monggo kalau ada lagi atau dari teman-teman sini ada yang mau menanggapi, monggo silahkan. Pak Refle mau?
Baik, terima kasih. I'm going to explain in bahasa. Ya, baik. Terima kasih Ibu Prof. Ya, saya mencoba ini dari pengalaman kami di Nusa Tenggara Timur. Jadi dalam mengidentifikasi tantangan terkait dengan lingkungan, itu satu masalah yang kami hadapi adalah tentang kekeringan. Bicara tentang kekeringan. Karena memang alamnya memang sudah demikian bahwa hampir 90% bahwa kondisi dataran kami tersusun oleh karst.
Di Zoom nggak kedengeran ya?
Iya, kurang hilang suaranya.
Baik, saya ulangi. Baik, terima kasih. Masalah yang dihadapi di wilayah kami, yaitu masalah kekeringan. Dan memang alam itu memang kondisi kami hampir 90% dataran timur dan pulau-pulau kecil lainnya itu karst. Nah tentunya kan kita tahu bahwa karst itu memiliki karakteristik, memiliki porositas tinggi, kemudian evaporasinya tinggi. Sehingga retensi air itu sangat kurang sekali. Kemudian itu menjadi kerawanan air bagi kebutuhan domestik maupun kebutuhan-kebutuhan lain. Nah oleh karena itu yang menjadi menurut kami menjadi sesuatu yang menjadi tantangan kami, bagaimana pemanfaatan air yang ada, karena memang musim hujan itu hanya 3 bulan, bagaimana ketersediaan air selama 3 bulan itu bisa dimanfaatkan secara baik. Nah itu kami perlu memang teknologinya, itu satu. Terlebih kepada masyarakat yang memanfaatkan. Masyarakat yang memanfaatkan air bagi kebutuhan. Kedua, dalam pengelolaan di bidang pertanian, tentu pemanfaatan air yang efisien dengan tetap menghasilkan produksi mungkin membutuhkan sentuhan teknologi seperti AI begitu dalam kaitannya untuk memecahkan masalah-masalah itu. Karena tidak heran bahwa banyak air yang dimanfaatkan secara berlebihan sebenarnya. Mungkin kebutuhan air yang betul-betul sesuai dengan pertumbuhan tanaman. Berikutnya adalah kembali lagi bahwa masyarakat itu pengguna air sebagai pengguna air itu tidak memanfaatkan air-air sisa apa yang dikenal dengan grey water itu terbuang percuma. Kami dari universitas, dari program pascasarjana ilmu lingkungan sudah mengupayakan bagaimana mensosialisasi pemanfaatan air, tapi kurang berhasil. Mungkin kami juga membutuhkan bahwa bagaimana pendekatan-pendekatan yang harus dilakukan supaya perubahan semacam human behavior di dalam memanfaatkan air di masyarakat. Itu kemudian yang berikut mengenai pencemaran. Nah itu juga berkaitan dengan pencemaran seperti yang kami amati, bahwa dengan jumlah penduduk yang cukup besar, diperkirakan kami Kota Kupang ini, dan Kota Kupang itu menghasilkan kurang lebih sekitar 100 ton sampah organik. Tentu dampaknya sangat luar biasa, tentu berkaitan dengan apa menjadi termasuk terkait dengan SDGs itu mengenai kesehatan, maka kami melihat walaupun kami sudah melakukan sosialisasi, namun kembali lagi subjeknya yaitu masyarakat itu tidak kena. Oleh karena itu mungkin ada 3 hal mungkin harus diperhatikan. Pertama, pemerintahnya sendiri. Pemerintahnya, kemudian mungkin DPR, ya, kemudian masyarakat itu sendiri. Mungkin di kami masyarakat itu mesti ada aturan dulu, baru jalan begitu. Jadi walaupun ada sosialisasi, ya kembali lagi membuang sampah demikian rupa. Walaupun dari hasil penelitian bahwa ternyata yang membuang sampah tidak hanya masyarakat yang berpendidikan rendah, yang tinggi juga ada. Jadi human behavior-nya itu yang harus bagaimana menjadi tantangan itu. Jadi oleh karena itu kembali lagi memang kami sudah berupaya, demikian juga mahasiswa kami untuk bersosialisasi bagaimana membuang sampah yang benar, memilah. Kembali lagi ke human behavior-nya itu. Oleh karena itu mungkin ada semacam perlakuan bagi kami, lecture-nya maupun dosennya, untuk diajarkan bagaimana pendekatan yang baik. Pendekatan yang baik supaya betul-betul masyarakat merasa ya ini penting bagi saya. Untuk menjaga sanitasi lingkungan lebih baik, kemudian tadi juga memanfaatkan air yang ada.
Ya.
Baik, itu saja Ibu.
Baik.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih banyak Pak Reva, luar biasa ya. Jadi Bapak sudah juga langsung menyentuh ke isu kedua kita sebetulnya. Ya bahwa memang isu pertama kita berbicara tentang tantangan dalam menjalankan sustainable environment and sustainability. Tapi kemudian sekaligus ketika kita membahas tantangan-tantangan tersebut, apakah kita melihat adanya gap antara university, pengetahuan di university sendiri apakah sudah cukup lengkap ya. Tadi Bapak sudah mengatakan bahwa kita tahu harus berubah, tapi ternyata human behavior itu merubahnya bagaimana, dan bagaimana dosen itu kemudian bisa ngajak masyarakat untuk mau berubah, itu gimana caranya ya. Jadi Bapak sudah mengidentifikasi gap tadi di university, dan sebetulnya juga ada gap di private sector sebetulnya. Jadi kalau teman-teman di oke, nanti saya bacakan ya sebelum itu. Saya membacakan yang nomor 2 ini. Jadi kalau ada gap di private sector kira-kira apa menurut Bapak Ibu yang ada di Zoom. Dan kemudian kalau kita lihat dalam konteks pendidikan maupun policy, kebijakan ya, dan juga kebutuhan-kebutuhan masyarakat. Apa sih sebetulnya analisa atau gap yang ada di Indonesia saat ini terkait dengan environmental sustainability itu. Jadi Pak Rival tadi sudah membuat introduksi saya yang sangat baik untuk masuk ke poin kedua. Nah, mungkin saya akan bacakan dari sisi ROMO dari Ibu Windy. Oke, mungkin bisa karena tidak semua masuk Zoom ya, jadi saya akan bacakan di sini. I am going to share my view from livestock perspective linked to SDG kedua. The push for increased livestock production is driven by a clear and growing need for animal protein. Indonesia currently faces a significant deficit in meeting its national animal protein demand. To balance its rising protein demand with environmental sustainability, Indonesia livestock sector should pursue a Why am I reading this? Ibu Indi silahkan menyampaikan. Kok aku yang baca? Ya my God. Bu Indi silahkan, monggo Bu Indi. Bu Windy. Monggo kalau mau disampaikan langsung.
Oh iya Prof.
Ya silakan.
Mohon izin sambil
Ya.
jogging sore.
Iya silahkan.
Thank you for the opportunity, Prof. Dami, and I'm so happy to see some perspective from different fields. My name is Windy from CC Room, and I'm from the Faculty of Animal Science. From my perspective, that we know that livestock production is continue to grow, and this is also because a lot of demands from Indonesia, of course. However, when we look at from livestock supply chain and also livestock production system, we also have to acknowledge that a lot of emissions released alongside of the chain, and one of important source of emission is coming from the enteric fermentation, especially from the ruminant, in which that the methane is highly released. It's count to 60% of the total emissions from livestock production, and of course this this enteric fermentation is coming from feed supply. And feed supply is really haven't rely on the land and the water quality and also the dry and rainy season. So this is something that also we have to think about sustainability aspect from livestock sector. And in addition, livestock also generates quite a lot of manure production, which is also raise the CH4 and N2O emissions. This is also something that we have also to look at into the carbon footprint. What I want to conclude and what I want to say is when we are talking about sustainability from the livestock production, it's also important to not only focusing on productions, but also from the environmental footprint. So that's why when we want to increase our, livestock production, in which way we have so many programs, including MBG and also other programs, huge national production, which is of course a very important one. But at the same time, we also have to look at on sustainability aspect from how we are producing livestock in a better way. So I think the adoption of technology that we have to use, we have to be more efficient on how we are producing our livestock productions. We have to also look at into manure management system, waste management system, in which there are a lot of emissions there. So I think by integrating the technology and also kind of policy supports in order to not only focusing on production, but also look at to the environmental system that will be help for environmental sustainability. I think that's my point of view, Professor Demi. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Bu Windy. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, I think I would like to stress, well, Pak Reval was also talking about the waste, the waste management, dan Pak Refli, waste management dan MBG itu juga katanya kan menghasilkan waste yang luar biasa ya. Jadi itu tantangan besar untuk kita tentang waste, dan Ibu Windy tadi juga ternyata menyampaikan bahwa dalam produksi peternakan itu juga ada emisi dan bagaimana menghasilkan teknologi hijau untuk animal protein itu juga sangat penting. Nah, berikutnya tadi saya lihat Ibu Yofi raise hand ya.
Ya,
Ibu
betul.
Yofi, ya silahkan.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, I was online, but I'm in some others activity, so it is changed to online. Okay, so what I want to say is, previously, Bapak and Ibu already mentioned several issues, and I want to add a little bit energy transitions, because it's very important, dan kita sangat lamban ya untuk transisi energi ke energi terbarukan ini. Beberapa kebijakan malah terkadang terlihat kontradiktif. Kemudian berikutnya, karena saya berasal dari background kehutanan, saya melihat bahwa kita telah menggunakan sumber daya alam yang sangat besar, Bapak Ibu, dan ini merupakan keniscayaan karena memang kan kebutuhan kita akan sumber daya alam ini kan juga banyak begitu ya. Hanya saja pada saat kita menggunakan sumber daya alam yang sangat besar itu kan diperlukan adanya kemudian intervensi manajemen, yang siapa yang akan mengintervensi ini? Manusianya. Nah, itu tadi oleh Bapak yang pertama, saya lupa namanya. Jadi aspek manusianya ini seringkali terlewat ya dalam pembicaraan kita gitu ya. Kita selalu berbicara environment, kita berbicara hutan, kita sering berbicara kebijakan ya, tapi dalam konteks manusianya yang sering kita bicarakan tuh justru adalah benefaktornya, beneficiary-nya yang menerima manfaatnya. Tapi si pengelola ini apakah dia kompeten? Kemudian apakah jalur komunikasi yang dia gunakan itu benar? Apakah intervensi yang dia berikan itu sudah sesuai dengan apa yang diperlukan? Nah, ini kan merupakan satu hal yang lainnya begitu ya, untuk menerjemahkan gap antara masalah yang di lapangan dengan apa sih yang oleh manusia ini pikirkan. Untuk mengeksekusi itu kan diperlukan manusia. Nah, aspek manusianya nih yang perlu kita perkuat begitu, Prof. Dami. Kemudian yang berikutnya adalah terkait dengan aspek manusia ini, karena saya kebetulan di PSL ya, program studi pengelolaan sumber daya alam lingkungan juga, itu kami melihat bahwa riset teman-teman itu kan sudah luar biasa banyak. Akan tetapi riset-riset ini seringkali kita lihat berjalan sendiri-sendiri. Dari tahun ke tahun tren risetnya ada yang menyampaikan aspek A, aspek B, aspek C.
Cara ngangkatnya ini?
aspek A, aspek B, aspek C begitu ya, tetapi berjalan sendiri-sendiri. Jadi belum membentuk sebuah penelitian payung begitu, dan sifatnya itu sifatnya masih laboratory scale ya. Kita berpikir ini kan masalah nyata, lingkungan itu kan masalah nyata. Why not we doing it as actions research aksi begitu ya. Berjalan jangka panjang, konsorsium ini berada di sana jangka panjang, sehingga kita bisa tahu intervensi apa yang kita lakukan, bagaimana kemudian reaksi dari lingkungan itu, membaikkah, memburukkah, atau obatnya, dosisnya, dan lain sebagainya. Jadi perlu ada semacam riset aksi bersama begitu ya. Walaupun nanti mungkin di tempat masing-masing itu lokal kasusnya begitu, tapi setidaknya dari situ kita bisa melihat bagaimana kita hand in hand itu beneran terjadi dalam konteks untuk overcome masalah-masalah lingkungan. Mungkin begitu, Prof. Dami dari kami. Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih Ibu Yofi ya. Jadi Ibu Yofi menekankan riset aksi bersama penting, dan kemudian tadi subjek ya. Jadi lagi-lagi manusianya bagaimana. Nah, ini saya lihat ada 2 raise hand. Sebelum itu saya mau sekaligus menyampaikan pada teman-teman semua di sini bahwa kalau mau memberikan komentar boleh juga menambah aspek ketiga, yaitu tentang kompetensi dan skill yang dimiliki oleh para lulusan-lulusan dari universitas secara keseluruhan. Apakah Bapak Ibu, teman-teman di sini melihat masih adanya kekurangan dari kualitas atau kapasitas lulusan-lulusan yang dihasilkan oleh perguruan tinggi di Indonesia dalam kaitannya dengan sustainability dan environment. Jadi monggo kalau mau komentar tentang itu juga boleh. Nah, sekarang saya akan berikan kesempatan untuk Ibu Beatrixia dari UPR. Silahkan.
Iya, terima kasih Prof. Dami. Izinkan saya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Di sini saya hanya ingin mengungkapkan beberapa permasalahan lingkungan terkait dengan keberlanjutan seperti itu yang terjadi di Kalimantan Tengah. Yang pertama di Kalteng itu saya ingin mengemukakan tentang lahan gambut, di mana sebenarnya Kalimantan Tengah memiliki lahan gambut sekitar nomor 2 di Indonesia. Tapi jika kita lihat dari total luas Kalimantan Tengah sendiri sebenarnya dia kecil, hanya sekitar 16%. Hanya saja yang 16% ini nih memberikan masalah yang cukup besar seperti itu. Misalkan terjadinya kebakaran lahan gambut yang terus berulang setiap tahun. Tapi kami bersyukur karena beberapa tahun ini tidak terjadi kebakaran lahan gambut berulang karena memang lebih banyak hujan seperti itu. Tapi kalau sudah dalam 1 tahun itu kemaraunya sudah lebih dari 3 bulan, biasanya kebakaran lahan gambut dan hutan yang sangat luas itu kemungkinan besar akan terjadi. Nah, salah satu identifikasi yang kami dapatkan ketika kami melakukan riset, UPR melakukan riset dengan BRGM dan Kyoto University, salah satunya adalah lahan tidur, di mana ketika ada lahan tidur, kemudian ada api di suatu daerah gitu, harusnya bisa dipadamkan dengan segera atau tidak meluas seperti itu, tapi adanya lahan tidur yang cukup banyak menyebabkan api yang harusnya bisa terkendali menjadi tidak terkendali karena bahan bakarnya banyak begitu dari lahan tidur yang tidak ditanami atau tidak dipelihara. Ini kasusnya di daerah Tumbang Nusa. Kemudian permasalahan food estate juga tampaknya penting di Kalimantan Tengah karena pembukaan sawah yang besar itu diantaranya menggunakan lahan gambut, walaupun yang digunakan adalah lahan gambut tipis. Kemudian ada juga sawah yang dibuka di daerah yang tidak ada sejarahnya masyarakat di sekitar situ untuk menanam padi. Jadi kemungkinan ada beberapa kasus desa-desa seperti itu menjadi gagal begitu. Proyek pemerintah menjadi gagal karena sejarahnya tidak pernah menanam padi tapi diprogramkan untuk menanam padi di sana. Kemudian masalah peti juga, penambangan liar tanpa izin, di mana kita tahu harga emas yang luar biasa meningkat seperti itu menyebabkan penambangan liar tanpa izin yang dilakukan oleh masyarakat itu semakin masif seperti itu. Yang tentunya ke depannya ini mengkhawatirkan untuk sustainability. Salah satunya adalah kerusakan tanah-tanah yang digali, kemudian sungai-sungai yang mengalami pendangkalan, kemudian penambang itu kan menggunakan merkuri ya Bapak Ibu ya, menggunakan merkuri untuk memisahkan emas dan puya kalau kita bilang. Nah, merkuri itu hasil penelitian periset kami dari UPR, merkuri pada ikan-ikan di daerah sungai yang banyak penambangnya itu sudah di atas ambang batas. Jadi harusnya berbahaya untuk dikonsumsi oleh masyarakat. Hal ini juga penting seperti itu untuk jadi perhatian. Nah, kemudian saya rasa itu saja kalau terkait dengan isu lingkungan. Tentu saja untuk mengatasi hal ini tidak bisa dilakukan oleh satu sektor saja, tapi harus kita bersama-sama atau lintas sektor untuk mengantisipasi dampak yang besar ke depannya untuk lingkungan yang berkelanjutan ini. Kira-kira seperti itu programnya. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Ibu Beatrix, luar biasa. Memang banyak sekali ya masalah di Kalimantan Tengah, tapi di seluruh Indonesia ya. Bahkan Ibu Beatrix sudah menyentuh proyek nasional ya, PSN ya. Jadi udah ada mulai kaitannya dengan regulasi ya. Jadi ada policy, kebijakan yang mungkin tidak berpihak pada lingkungan. Ini salah satu catatan tambahan. Nah, sebelum saya berikan pada Pak Andi tadi ya, Pak Andi, saya hanya mau mengingatkan lagi bagi teman-teman kalau ada yang mau komentar tentang gap atau skill atau kapasitas dari para lulusan kami, ya. Jadi monggo kalau ada yang mau menyampaikan bahwa harapan-harapan sebaiknya perguruan tinggi atau pasca sarjana lah, karena kami memang di sini fokus ke S2 ya. Kalau harapan terhadap kapasitas apa sih yang diperlukan oleh private sector atau oleh NGO, silahkan. Sekarang Pak Andi bermana? Monggo Pak. Bapak dari mana?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear my voice clear?
Yes, I can hear your voice.
Okay.
We can
Yeah,
hear your
okay.
voice.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon to all of you present here. I'm from Magelang, and I'm a researcher at National Research and Innovation Agency, or in Indonesia we call BRIN. If you know BRIN in Cibinong. Okay. Now, I will focus with the sustainable environment. I would like to provide some input regarding sustainable environment in the case of, especially in the case in Central Kalimantan, because last time I'm staying in Central Kalimantan as a researcher and also as extension agent at agriculture research development. And then, first of all, actually, there are primary challenge in Central Kalimantan for sustainable environment. First, I have made some summarize in here. First is the peatland dilemma, and then carbon emission. Because Central Kalimantan is home of one of the world deepest peat swamp forest, and then peatland have a massive carbon store. But when drained for agriculture, they release the carbon dioxide and become highly flammable. So it will happen with forest fire. So and then the other is the problem in Central Kalimantan is land use conversion and deforestation. In the case of expansion of large scale of plantation, particularly oil palm, it remains a dominant economic driver, but poses a threat to forest integrity. That is the challenge. And then the other problem is illegal mining and also water contamination. And then it's already said by Mr. Beatrix before about the land use conversion. For example, in food estate, the food estate is a paradox that has been established by Indonesian government policy. And then the challenge is converting the forest or former peatland into intensive farmland for rice and then cassava and other plant or horticultural plantation. And then the impact for the food estate, the opening of a food estate without a precise scientific management, this project risks repeat a failure, of course, leading to the further land degradation without achieving the desired crop yield. And then the other problem is about socioeconomic and indigenous rights. So the potential solution is peat restoration first, and then sustainable of certification and green economy. This is the potential solution, and how we can achieve the goal of the potential solution. This potential solution regarding the strengthening the higher education on environmental and sustainable science. As a representative from a research institution, I would like to provide input the vital need for integrating research into the curriculum. I think that's all. So it is the collaboration with for the collaboration for the research is important to solve this problem. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pak Andi. Tampaknya dari beberapa masukan tadi, isu policy penting sekali ya. Jadi di Indonesia ini kita sudah mengidentifikasi adanya chronic policy failure, ya, kegagalan kebijakan yang sudah kronis dari pemerintah satu ke pemerintah lainnya. Jadi jangan-jangan kalau kita bicara tentang environmental and sustainability, memang nanti isu policy kebijakan perlu menjadi salah satu topik. Saya nggak tahu ini agak-agak politis sedikit, tapi saya melempar aja nih. Berani nggak kita 4 universitas di Indonesia menjadi leading ya dalam membuat transformasi kebijakan buat Indonesia masa depan. Ini tantangan nih, berani nggak? Dengan disupport oleh teman-teman yang ada di Zoom tentunya ya, di sini banyak dari BRIN, Pak Andi terima kasih ya dari BRIN, dan kemudian tadi dari ya beberapa teman NGO. Nah, saya akan memberikan kesempatan pada Pak Farid. Pak Farid Hemon, monggo.
Ya. Terima kasih Bu Moderator. Jadi saya dari Pasca Sarjana Universitas Mataram. Jadi ini memang isu lingkungan deforestry memang yang ada di NTB ini sangat luar biasa. Ada beberapa laporan yang terakhir bahwa deforestry di NTB itu laporan Walhi sekitar 200 hektar, 200 hektar per tahun. Tapi ada juga beberapa informasi yang lain sampai 8.280 hektar per tahun kerusakan. Itu akibat yang utama memang ada kena jagung yang utama, yang paling utama jagung. Artinya petani diberi kesempatan untuk menanam jagung sampai dengan kemiringan lebih dari 15%. Padahal nanam jagung itu kan biasanya kan di kondisi di bawah 5% aja sudah itu yang dianjurkan, namun sekarang sampai 15%. Nah, akibat mengapa bisa muncul itu? Antara lain memang gini Bu. Jadi itu tadi jadi policy, jadi kebijakan pemerintah. Dari kami ada program dulu namanya pijar, sapi, jagung, dan rumput laut. Nah itu sekitar tahun 2010-an. Kemudian di beberapa daerah juga bupati yang mau mencalonkan diri menjadi bupati, mau mencalonkan diri menjadi wali kota, maka kebijakan yang disampaikan silakan menanam jagung. Tentu menanam jagungnya tidak dibatasi, pokoknya nanam jagung. Nah sekarang sampai kondisinya lebih kurang memang lebih dari 15% pembimbingan lahan itu dimanfaatkan untuk menanam jagung. Nah apa yang terjadi, apalagi sekarang memang pemerintah provinsi ataupun pemerintah daerah memberikan harga yang sangat bagus untuk jagung di NTB. Kemudian juga NTB memang merupakan salah satu supplier terbesar secara nasional jagung. Nah sehingga memang ini ada kontradiksi pemerintah maunya seperti itu, rakyat juga memang melakukan hal-hal yang sangat luar biasa sampai tidak memperhitungkan kondisi lingkungan, deforestasi segala macam itu. Jadi artinya bupati, wali kota, mungkin gubernur. Jadi memang betul ada satgas tentang kehutanan, tapi kenyataannya di lapangan memang seakan-akan ya silakan kamu membuka lahan ya, tapi nanti pilih saya. Jadi seperti itulah kenyataan. Jadi kalau Bapak Ibu buka kondisi lahan di NTB, hutan-hutan deforestasi ini sangat luar biasa. Jadi ada beberapa foto yang hampir semuanya kalau apalagi sekarang saat ini memang di musim awal-awal hujan ini dari Desember itu hampir di Pulau Sumbawa, khususnya di Pulau Sumbawa, Bima, Dompu, Sumbawa itu Bapak bisa lihat kemiringan lahan itu semua nanam jagung. Semua nanam jagung. Jadi akibatnya ya ada juga beberapa kawan yang mengatakan, ini khawatir juga kami di Sumbawa ini jangan-jangan akan ada kejadian Sumatera yang kedua, itu yang kami khawatir. Nah, sekarang bagaimana peran perguruan tinggi? Jadi khususnya kami ada yang ada di pasca sarjana. Jadi memang ketika pemerintah melakukan hal-hal tadi, melakukan kebijakan itu, maka hampir tidak pernah, nanti mungkin ada Pak Prof. Markum teman saya dari Magister PSDAL tadi, jadi hampir hampir tidak pernah secara mitra ataupun diajak kolaborasi dalam rangka meminta secara teknis untuk lakukan hal-hal tadi. Gimana sih nanam jagung di kemiringan-kemiringan, gimana akibat. Jadi hampir tidak pernah, sehingga kami di Magister Pengelolaan Sumber Daya Alam dan Lingkungan ini, jadi baru sekarang kami memang sudah buka hampir 2 tahun di pasca sarjana UNRAM ini, tapi mahasiswa juga yang berminat ke situ sangat-sangat minim, sangat-sangat minim. Sehingga artinya apa? Artinya pemerintah lokal, maaf mungkin ada nyerempet-nyerempet dengan masalah politik ini. Artinya pemerintah hampir tidak pernah mengajak perguruan tinggi dalam rangka bagaimana sih upaya melakukan kebijakan-kebijakan untuk mengurangi deforestasi tadi. Nah, itulah yang kami ada gap yang sangat luar biasa antara universitas pasca sarjana dengan pemerintah daerah. Walaupun ada mungkin masih seperti tadi, jadi lokal, tidak secara masif untuk dilakukan. Sehingga itulah yang kami inginkan dalam kegiatan ini. Memang itu tadi seperti kawan-kawan yang bilang tadi. Jadi memang betul-betul pemerintah itu melakukan kolaborasi dengan kami yang ada di pasca sarjana, khususnya ada Magister Pengelolaan Sumber Daya Alam dan Lingkungan ini, sehingga nanti juga mengirimlah tenaga-tenaga dari daerah itu untuk belajar di magister kami ini, sehingga nanti memang bisa seperti yang diinginkan oleh Erasmus ini. Saya kira itu mungkin Bu ya.
Oke,
Terima kasih.
baik.
Mohon maaf
Terima
yang kurang.
kasih.
Ya, kasih.
Terima kasih Bapak. Ya, jadi ada
Ya,
gap antara
sangat
pemerintah
luar biasa.
daerah
Sangat.
dengan universitas ya, di mana sebetulnya
sangat.
ada pengetahuan di universitas yang bisa dikembangkan, dibagi bersama masyarakat, sehingga kalau ada masyarakat yang lebih banyak mengambil kuliah di pasca sarjana, semoga itu akan bisa mengatasi. Oke, terima kasih Bapak. Nah, waktunya tidak banyak, tapi saya masih ada Ibu Natasha ya dari SDG Center dari Patimura. Silahkan Ibu, jauh-jauh dari Patimura. Terima kasih. Di sana sudah jam berapa ya Bu? Jam 7?
Sudah malam Ibu, sudah malam.
Iya, terima kasih masih hadir.
Iya.
Silahkan Ibu.
Baik, terima kasih untuk kesempatannya Prof. Saya mencoba berbagi sedikit tentang tantangan untuk mencapai environmental sustainability ya, khususnya di wilayah kepulauan. Kalau Maluku ini kan lautan lebih luas Prof daripada daratan ya, jadi banyak pulau-pulau kecil yang terbentang cukup luas, dan tantangan yang dihadapi dalam mencapai environmental sustainability ini itu boleh saya katakan beragam antara satu pulau dengan pulau yang lain. Misalnya kerentanan terhadap perubahan iklim dan kenaikan permukaan laut ini juga bisa menyebabkan perubahan pola cuaca yang tentunya memengaruhi ketersediaan air tawar dan hasil tangkapan ikan bagi masyarakat yang ada di pulau-pulau. Kemudian keterbatasan sumber daya dan infrastruktur karena mencapai pulau-pulau yang kecil itu biaya logistiknya cukup tinggi, jadi penerapan teknologi ramah lingkungan itu juga sulit untuk dilakukan di wilayah-wilayah kepulauan. Kemudian pengelolaan laut dan pesisir yang belum optimal, jadi penangkapan ikan yang berlebihan, kemudian terumbu karang dan mangrove yang mengalami degradasi akibat aktivitas manusia untuk memenuhi kebutuhan hidupnya, kemudian keterbatasan kapasitas kelembagaan, kemudian koordinasi antar wilayah seperti yang juga tadi sudah disampaikan oleh Bapak Ibu sebelumnya. Jadi menurut saya kunci keberhasilan dari environmental sustainability ini terletak pada beberapa poin penting, yaitu penguatan tata kelola lokal, kemudian pemanfaatan energi terbarukan walaupun misalnya skala kecil seperti tenaga surya, tenaga angin, kemudian pengelolaan sumber daya laut berbasis masyarakat, juga adaptasi terhadap perubahan iklim yang disesuaikan dengan karakteristik tiap pulau. Ada satu hal menarik, Prof. Tadi pertanyaan yang ketiga, gap ya, Prof. Kalau saya mengamati ya, ada gap, mudah-mudahan ini juga dirasakan oleh Bapak Ibu yang lain, bahwa mahasiswa khususnya mungkin di pasca sarjana, mahasiswa itu sudah terpapar pada isu lingkungan selama studinya yang cenderung membawa nilai keberlanjutannya tuh bukan untuk keberlanjutan lingkungan dan sebagainya, tapi keberlanjutannya di dunia kerja. Hanya sebatas itu, Prof. Jadi setelah lulus dari perguruan tinggi, ilmu yang mereka peroleh, mereka mau mengimplementasikannya untuk di mana tempat mereka bekerja nanti. Untuk itu alangkah lebih baik perguruan tinggi juga bisa mengintegrasikan prinsip education for sustainability development ya di dalam kurikulumnya, Prof. Jadi kurikulum di setiap program studi mungkin perlu diperhatikan supaya memang dari kurikulum itu nanti menghasilkan lulusan yang memiliki kesadaran ekologis yang cukup tinggi. Demikian, Prof. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Education for Sustainable Development ya, itu menjadi catatan penting. Terima kasih banyak Ibu. Waktunya sudah habis, tapi ada raise hand satu dari Pak Irdika. Karena Pak Irdika memulai, saya akan memberikan kesempatan Pak Irdika untuk menyelesaikan. Ya. Jadi monggo.
Baik,
Dikau
kali ini
yang
saya,
mulai, Dikau yang selesai.
baik, karena waktunya pendek saya dalam bahasa Indonesia saja ya, Prof. Baik, jadi tadi saya terpancing oleh Pak Refli, ya. Pak Refli, Ibu, dari Undana. Ya, tadi yang jadi di Nusa Tenggara Timur itu ada namanya agroforestry tradisional, Ibu, yang namanya mamar agroforestry. Ini bentuk agroforestry yang luar biasa karena ini dikelola oleh adatnya. Jadi diatur bagian atas itu tanamannya apa, misalnya menjadi hutan, kemudian bawahnya nanti ada pemilihan jenis, ada komposisi jenis, ada pola penanamannya, sehingga itu tadi untuk mengatasi kondisi iklim yang musim hujan hanya 3 bulan, dan 3 bulan itu hujannya sangat tinggi sehingga malah menyebabkan banjir. Itu dan kebetulan saya sedang membimbing S3 ini, Bu, dengan Prof. Hadi Susilo Arifin, agroforestry mamar ini. Nanti saya kira bisa dipertimbangkan. Kemudian tadi mengenai grey water, saya kira saya sangat setuju itu. Dan saya berharap bahwa teman-teman dari Eropa, from Europe, can help us with that. Jadi kalau di mining kami sudah berhasil menggunakan wetland. Jadi dengan lahan basah buatan, air tambang yang sangat masam, kemudian logam beratnya tinggi, TSS-nya tinggi, itu bisa bersih sama sekali. Bisa dibersihkan dengan lahan basah buatan tadi. Nah, saya kira ini juga bisa diadopsi di sana. Jadi bisa mengconserve water dan juga ini namanya kan nature based solution. Kemudian tadi organic waste saya kira itu kabar gembira Pak, karena di IPB kita punya Prof. Arif Sabdo Yuwono yang dia tidak pernah membuang sampahnya dan bahkan dia menyewa membeli tanah untuk mengolah sampah di apa namanya di RT-nya gitu ya, RT dan RW-nya itu bisa didatangi di sini. Terus tentang terakhir tentang gap, Prof, saya setuju sekali mengenai kebijakan ini. Jadi apa namanya kita harus mengekspos mahasiswa kita itu untuk melihat atau mempelajari kebijakan-kebijakan terkait dengan tiap mata kuliah yang dia pelajari atau kasus-kasus yang dia pelajari. Sehingga nanti pada waktu dia bekerja itu dia mengacu pada kebijakan yang ada. Seperti apa? Dia menjadi kritis dengan kebijakan atau regulasi yang ada. Kemudian kalau dia apalagi ini master doktornya pasca sarjana setelah lulus nanti tidak sedikit dari mereka itu harus merumuskan kebijakan, harus merumuskan regulasi. Nah, agar mereka juga paham bagaimana sih membuat regulasi yang baik, menghubungkan antara kondisi yang ada dengan regulasi untuk menjamin sustainability. Saya kira itu, Prof. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih banyak Pak Irdika, ini luar biasa masukan-masukannya. Tadi rupanya teknologi sudah banyak dikembangkan oleh Reklatam. Jadi mungkin kalau kita suatu saat mengundang Reklatam atau Pak Irdika, Profesor Irdika untuk menjadi narasumber ya. Siap-siap nggih Pak
More
Irdika.
than happy.
Nggih,
More than
nggih.
happy, Prof.
Oke, Bapak Ibu semua bagaimana kalau kita tepuk tangan buat semuanya, buat di sini dan teman-teman di Zoom. Oh, masih ada yang satu, Pak Muji. Pak Muji mau mengatakan sesuatu nggih terakhir ya Pak Muji ya? Walaupun tadi saya sudah bilang Pak Erdika terakhir tapi saya cabut lagi.
Kami kalau
Kasihan
wes.
nggih, monggo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore.
Waalaikumsalam.
Maaf ya saya pakai bahasa Indonesia dan saya ini apa lagi di jalan jadi gambarnya itu kan ini ya. Jadi saya nggak pakai gambar ya nggak apa-apa ya.
Nggih, mboten napa-napa Pak.
Iya. Ini saya tadi tertarik untuk penyampaian apa istilahnya problem mahasiswa itu ya.
Ah iya ya.
Sebelumnya saya sama dengan Pak Andi tadi saya dari BRIN juga dari apa Pusat Riset Botani Terapan. Jadi kami itu mempunyai pengalaman dengan mahasiswa-mahasiswa S2 karena kami kan punya ini tuh, punya apa namanya tugas membimbing mahasiswa baik S2 maupun S3. Jadi dalam mahasiswa di Indonesia itu, ini saya tidak anu ya istilahnya itu sebenarnya mereka itu pinter. Tapi ada 5 dalam hal ini yang perlu kita sampaikan. Yang pertama itu kesenjangan keahlian, kesenjangan antara teori dan praktek. Jadi eh, terdapat kesenjangan keahlian yang nyata dalam pendidikan pasca sarjana. Mahasiswa itu sering kali menunjukkan pemahaman dan yang mendalam dengan teori-teori misalkan lingkungan ya. Kemudian namun sering menghadapi kesulitan dalam aplikasi praktisnya di lapangan. Jadi mereka itu teorinya itu pinter, namun begitu berhadapan dengan lapangan, mereka itu biasanya kan kurang pengalaman gitu ya. Terus yang kedua, pola pikir sektoral. Eh, jadi mahasiswa itu istilahnya itu mengalami yang dipikir itu hanya bidangnya sendiri. Jadi untuk bidang-bidang yang lain itu kadang-kadang kurang apa istilahnya kurang banyak berhadapan dengan eh, ilmu yang lain jadinya istilahnya itu nanti ketergantungan berpikirnya itu masih masih kurang ya. Jadi mungkin kita itu harus menuju pendekatan yang berpikir sistem. Jadi sistem berpikirnya itu harus dirubah. Jadi
Berpikir sistem. Ya.
misalkan ahli apa tertentu itu harus tahu yang lainnya itu saling kait mengkait. Kemudian yang ketiga, kelemahan dalam analisis data lanjut. Jadi ketika terdapat kebutuhan mendesak untuk memperkuat analisis data lanjut sebenarnya, meskipun mahasiswa itu sangat berdedikasi dalam riset lapangan. Mereka sering menghadapi tantangan dalam mengubah data mentah menjadi bukti ilmiah yang berkualitas tinggi. Kemahiran dalam statistik tingkat lanjut, contohnya JIS, dan lain-lain itu harus kita tingkatkan lagi. Jadi biar tahu sebenarnya mereka itu mempunyai data misalkan ya, ini mau diapa?
Baik, yang keempat Pak.
Akan mau diapakan harus kita tingkatkan lagi. Ilmiah internasional. Jadi keempat, komunikasi ilmiah, mereka itu sebenarnya punya ide banyak, punya ini, tapi mereka masih lemah dalam menyampaikan hal-hal tersebut. Kemudian kebutuhan akan inovasi dalam kemandirian yang lebih besar. Terakhir, terdapat kebutuhan krusial untuk menumbuhkan inovasi dan kemandirian. Budaya akademik saat ini seringkali mendorong ketergantungan yang tinggi pada instruksi pembimbing. Tujuan kita haruslah mengubah mahasiswa pasca sarjana menjadi pemecah masalah yang mandiri, sehingga mereka mampu memecahkan masalah-masalah yang terjadi saat ini. Mungkin hanya
Baik.
itu. Kemudian tadi kalau
Baik.
masalah lingkungan itu ya, saya dari tadi mendengarkan lingkungan itu kan kayaknya banyak problem ya. Maksudnya itu semuanya itu sebenarnya saling kait-mengkait, masalah lingkungan, kemudian pangan dan lain-lain.
Iya.
Saya itu
Iya.
punya pengamatan di daerah sekitar Borobudur, misalkan ya.
Bisa
Masyarakat di sekitar
dipercepat Bapak. Pak Muji, maaf
ya,
bisa disingkat saja?
oh iya, jadi masyarakat di Borobudur itu bisa sebagai contoh dalam menjaga lingkungan. Ini suatu warisan dari zaman berdirinya Borobudur sampai sekarang itu mereka bisa meningkatkan ekonomi secara green ekonomi dan lain-lain. Jadi kalau Ibu tahu itu penghasilan di sekitar Borobudur, maksudnya masyarakat itu ada yang sampai per bulannya itu 20 juta per bulan. Itu dia bisa istilahnya itu mengelola alam, lingkungan, kemudian bisa mendapatkan hasil seperti itu. Jadi mereka juga pangan tidak kekurangan dan ini dan pengetahuannya juga cukup ini. Ini hanya contoh saja ya. Kalau kita terangkan lebih jauh nanti banyak sekali. Saya
Iya Pak.
kembalikan ke Ibu. Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Muji. Oke, kami mungkin perlu kita sudahi waktunya. Saya sudah dipelototin sama Citra. Jadi terima kasih banyak Bapak Ibu dan terima kasih yang di Zoom. Saya kembalikan lagi karena masih ada satu sesi lagi ya mungkin ya. Makasih.
Alright, please give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Also, thank you very much, Professor Damayanti, for leading the discussion and for your valuable insight. And also, thank you very much to Mrs. Gigi, who's leading the discussion agenda before. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the session introducing the multi-stakeholder platform and outlining its objective and significance. We are honored to have Mrs. Insinyur Maria Lobo Ahmad, PhD, and Mrs. Sriwidi Nugraheni, MSc, from Universitas Nusa Cendana to lead this discussion. May I invite to the floor.
You do it, Gigi?
We made a slight adaptation to that, so I will actually start and then Maria will take over. But still, it will be fine. I will keep it short because also, as you can hear, it doesn't sound any better at the end of the day. So I think also rounding up the interaction, I think one of the points that we also heard indeed was ensuring that it doesn't stay within the academic field, but that we really seek alignment also with societal partners, with indigenous people, but also looking at government for how should we reform potentially policies or what kind of effect does this have on our own educational programs and our ambition to build this graduate schools for sustainability. So with that being said, one of our core components of this project also is going to be developing a multi-stakeholder platform to ensure that this dialogue keeps on going, that we early on involve every stakeholder to get an alignment, and we call it now the quadruple helix collaboration because of the pre-identified partners, but we could extend again. So this should really be active discussions, joint activities, co-designing curricula, for instance, and research. Yeah, so before I waste too much time, because we are a bit at a time crunch, we could go to, yeah, okay, I'm still safe. Okay, so within Project Enhance, what do we envision? I will keep it brief for now. We will also inform all partners as well as external stakeholders later on this. And should you be interested, please do reach out, but we will also reach out ourselves to individuals. But the focus of this multi-stakeholder platform will really be about strengthening the knowledge ecosystem, in Indonesia and abroad. So again, it's indeed a cooperation between EU and Indonesia, but has potential to even within Asian society or the Asian countries to have even a bigger impact. We really going to emphasize on the fact that yes, it's going to be one MSP, so one multi-stakeholder platform, but these regional diversity issues, these specific issues related to your own institutes are going to be crucial. Therefore, there might be customizable biosphere-based hubs. So meaning we will have different dialogues also depending on regions. So there might be general sessions as well as regional sessions for this multi-stakeholder platform. Indeed, it's a bridge between global knowledge and local needs. Therefore, co-creation as well as institutionalization is needed. So although there will be a certain amount of individuals, it should be of importance that this engagement with the multi-stakeholder platform becomes something within your institution, not embedded within individuals within your institution. And all of this should lead, of course, to continuous learning loops. So also this project will develop as well as our own educational products that we want to develop and our research that we want to develop will continuously be improved. Quadruple helix, because for now we will work with the four partners, academia providing knowledge and research, industry showcasing the market relevance and innovation that they themselves can bring forward as well as what they require. Government because of their policies as well as the potential to scale up these ideas. So this is one project, but of course, inshallah, it may lead to more. And then civil society, I'm back. Civil society because of the legitimacy, aka the relevance and the local impact. It should have impact on the broader society. But also they impact us again with the indigenous knowledge indeed. So effectiveness really is built on multiple pillars, but to keep it short, we need to develop first a shared purpose. These kind of discussions like this interactive session today is really relevant for us for fine tuning as well as to making sure that when we really set up the multi-stakeholder platform, everybody is aware of what our objectives is, what the scope of the platform will be. Although, of course, we can probably identify 100 issues, we cannot discuss and manage all of them. So we need to fine tune them really to the pertinent ones for your institutions as well as to the biosphere. So instead, for instance, the peatland specific issues, inclusive participation, going back to making sure that everybody participates and everybody feels safe as an equal partner. It's not one overpowering the other. Transparent facilitation, so showcasing everything open and also sharing knowledge as well as sharing insights. Also, what is effective and what is not working, being realistic with each other. And again, indeed, action oriented. We don't just want to have discussions. I think that's an ambition mentioned by multiple people today. We want to see results. So for the next coming months, that will lead to a few things. One of them being the stakeholder mapping. So we will review the needs for a certain type of stakeholders, but also reach out as well as have sort of an open application format where people can showcase their interest to potentially participate in the stakeholder multi-stakeholder platform. We will design a value proposition. Then, of course, the outreach I already mentioned in point one, but also onboarding. So we'll start and identify initial activities that we can engage in. Then part of it is workshops or joint activities like co-creation session, pilots of the research, as well as other projects that we could execute. And of course, there is going to be reflection and scaling, not just at the end, but also in between to evaluate, is it effective? Is it relevant still? Or should we adapt our strategy? And could this potentially be duplicated then across other sectors or other partners? I think now we move indeed to Maria, who has a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, it doesn't take long though. I'll only take 1 to 2 minutes to finish off this presentation. Yes. Let us learn from our past example. We have what we call MSP or multi-stakeholder platforms example. We call it Entity Agriculture MSP that is created from under the project LMSindo or Link and Match SMKs in Indonesia. Yeah, to make this a bit more concrete, yeah, there was the example. This MSP was under the LMCINDO project in 2022. And it was formalized through an MOU among 12 Indonesian institutions and MSM, including universities, vocational schools, governments, agencies, research centers, and the Chamber of Commerce and NGOs. So it's quite many of those partners. So the platform had a long-term vision toward 2032, which is full employment and zero youth unemployment for graduates in agriculture-related education and more decent and green jobs in agri-food systems. We really hope that we can, go through this vision. Then the mission of the MSP that created in that 2022 was to connect the world of school with the world of work, supporting youth-led agribusiness startups and strengthening farmer competitiveness. So the key activities included joint curriculum development, internships, teaching factory initiatives, co-organized agricultural events, and startup incubation platforms. So next, please. So this is probably the key lessons from the entity agriculture MSP we can probably apply in our Enhance project. So this past experience actually offers us very practical lessons. So first, why those MSP work quite well because of the true quadruple helix composition. So education institutions and students work directly with the enterprises, NGOs, government, and community actors around shared regional challenges. And after that, we had a very clear commitments through the MOU with defined roles. So in that MOU, it's written very clear who's hosts internships, who co-teaches, who mentors startups, how activities are co-financed, and et cetera. So all those 12 institutions are having each roles in the in that memorandum of understanding, and they really applied it. And the third one, it used real life sector cases as entry points. So like, for example, the regulation issues of productivity crisis, so student projects and problem-based learning actually address authentic challenges. I think it's very important to address that real data in our teaching and learning process in the class, especially those students from agriculture faculty or environmental, because we got a lot of issues, real issues. So in our teaching and learning, it's very good to have that real data from the field. And after that, MSP also had held a regular multi-actor meetings that balance strategic planning with concrete joint action, pilots, test places, field schools. And then, of course, in organizing that, it relied on the dedicated coordination, including Undana. The MOU was lasting only 3 years, and unfortunately, it ended last year, but we really hope we will extend. After this project, we expect those 12 organizations and institutions will join us in this project as well. So we really want to ensure to follow up those activities. And finally, the focus it's actually on long-term pathways, not one-off projects. So it helped align MSP or multi-stakeholder platform activities with regional development goals and labor market needs. So these design features are exactly probably we plan to do in our Enhance. And hopefully we can be able to replicate and adapt across regions. I think that is from me. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yes, so probably I wouldn't add more talk about it, but just in case that we can imagine or use the visualization on how the multi-stakeholder platform that we have done in Undana, and then by watching the video, probably the 4 minutes video instead of this needs analysis, because this already done for the previous session. So probably it's better for us to see or to watch, for example, it's not the best practice because we're also still learning on how to do the MSP and also how to make it sustain, basically, that we haven't done, haven't able to be successfully done in that. The video, please. The YouTube video, probably. Thank you. Yeah, probably if there's no sounds in it, so I will explain a little bit that this is the end of our project, LM Sindo. Yeah, a little bit narrative on it. So this is the activities by the end of our project, LM Sindo, and then we have gathered several collaborators that has been mentioned by Ibu Maria previously. Yeah, and then this is director addressing all the stakeholders.
MOU, segera walaupun pada kesempatan ini Undana mewakili penandatanganan ini sebagai satu institusi dengan pihak MSN ya. Tapi sesungguhnya Undana adalah representasi bagian dari masyarakat NTT yang punya kepedulian untuk meningkatkan pendidikan, khususnya pendidikan di bidang vokasi. Nah, pendidikan kita ini kalau lihat dari komposisi, lebih banyak pendidikan akademik. Sementara yang dibutuhkan sekarang adalah bagaimana orang yang bisa langsung terjun bekerja di bidang-bidang yang memiliki kompetensi khusus. Indonesia sebagai negara agraris, tapi sangat kurang tenaga-tenaga terampil yang bekerja di bidang agraris. Dari segi NTT sendiri, tadi yang petani kita, peternak kita didominasi oleh pendidikan yang tidak lebih dari sekolah dasar. Mungkin dengan kesadaran seperti ini, program ini bagaimana kita bisa dengan mengembangkan kurikulum yang tepat dan memiliki kesadaran yang kuat, sehingga anak-anak kita ini benar-benar ketika dia tamat dari sekolah kita sudah benar-benar punya passion dan punya keterampilan yang bisa langsung bekerja di bidang pertanian. Ini sebenarnya PR besar kita. Saya melihat dari komposisi ini sangat bagus sekali kalau kemudian dalam sindrom ini bisa mendukung kita semua untuk bagaimana kita bisa menyatukan seluruh tenaga dan pikiran kita untuk memperbaiki dan meningkatkan kinerja produktivitas pendidikan vokasi di Nusa Tenggara Timur.
My name is Mr. Huub from Maastricht School of Management in the Netherlands. I'm the project director of the LM Sindo project, and I'm great to be here at Kupang, where we just had a very, very important event. Because today, government officials, educators, NGOs, businesses, they signed an agreement together to, in togetherness, help improving the agricultural education to make sure that the graduates of tomorrow will really have the right skill set and knowledge to actually help to make the agricultural transformation which is needed here in NTT. MSF stands for the Multi-Stakeholder Forum. So what we came to agreements, my hope is that really with this formal moment today, that is now the foundation for a long-lasting cooperation where really the government and educators and also the market parties really work together. Where the education is really based on what is needed to improve the sector, And that's through very concrete practical cooperation, for instance, through internship, guest lectures, field visits, together, and also joint research, there's a better future for the young people here in NTT, and the sector will also grow. For me, of course, NTT is very far away from the Netherlands. It's very far away in the east, but what I like here is a big commitment from the people. It's really a kind of family that really want to do the best for each other. And try to really solve problems all the best and be very creative and innovative. So my compliments for that, and I'm really hoping to be back here and see the fruits of this cooperation.
Yes, thank you very much. I think that's all that we have.
And Mrs. Tree for the valuable insights. And ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed to the review of the action plan for the first 6 months, including the validation of the proposed timeline. And we are pleased to have Mrs. Gigi also with us for this session. And time is yours.
Yeah, my apologies. I will keep it bit brief. So because we, of course, our ambition is to keep also in touch with all of you today as well as online about the upcoming event that will take place. So if we can go to the first slide. We focus on the first 3 quarters. So of course, Q1 is almost finished. But the important elements are written in bold. There are different work packages. Of course, the first work package starting on the project management. A lot of the activities are here and we're in Q1 and in Q2. Whilst the one at the end, of course, really take off a little bit later after project has started. Therefore, also that you see more activities in the beginning at the first work package, and as we move up to the other quarters, to the later work packages. But of importance, I think, really is the governance structures. That's something that will be finalized next. We will also have discussions internally tomorrow about this. Because of this strategic focus, as well as ensuring that we keep on track, and if there are any influences from outside, can really be incorporated in our project. Along with that, monitoring, evaluation, but also quality and assurance frameworks. It's a dual. In Q1, we focus on the quality and assurance in project management, and later on, we focus on the quality and assurance in educational programs. Also, the assessments are really important. Budami kicked it off, and there was already some discussions earlier on with the team about the different facets of assessment that we need to do. One of that being institutional capacity. But later on, you will also see, for instance, in work package 3 here, indeed, pedagogy assessments, local knowledge systems, so more of a situational mapping. So we try to really facilitate the desire that was also expressed before by our esteemed guest, a holistic overview. I think that's really important for us. And the MSP concept will be discussed and fine-tuned, and we will get in touch with you in the upcoming month or after that about participating in that. So for Q2, there will be made a project website, part of it for the awareness, also for a communication, but also for dissemination purposes. So that's going to be an important element of our project to make basically the accessibility of the products that we develop within this project easily accessible to also external stakeholders and students who have an interest in it. The graduate school strategies will be drafted, and work package 4 mentioned research profiling preparation. So the interest of each university on their pilot research projects that they want to initiate. Finally, Q3 is going to kickstart the module development, and therefore also the trainings that will be conducted to capacitate the institutional staff, so both managerial and the technical, so the educational staff. There will be manuals made available, and this is again important for dissemination purposes. So the multiplier effect, not just having 4 universities capacitated to design graduate schools for sustainability, but in the end also have a starter set, so to speak, for future universities that have an interest in setting this up. And then, of course, the research strategies and the research trajectories will be initiated. So that's for the first 3 quarters. So as you can see, if we would prolong this whole timeline, which we will do in the future for you, there are quite a few activities on the agenda, but also focus is to kickstart as soon as possible with all elements of this project to ensure also embeddedness and cooperation with everybody in this project. So thank you again, and we will be in touch about future participation in these activities and co-partnership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gigi, and all of the participants and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all the speakers and participants for your valuable contribution to this kick-off meeting of the Erasmus+Enhance project. And this marks an important step in strengthening in Europe-Indonesian partnership, also in environmental and sustainability science. With that, I officially close today's session. Thank you and have a pleasant evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Untuk teman-teman yang di Zoom, terima kasih banyak ya sudah hadir. Sampai ketemu lagi. Semoga kita bisa kerjasama terus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Terima kasih Bu.
Terima kasih Prof. Terima kasih Prof.
Terima kasih.
Ya.
Pamit, Prof.
Recording.